Have you ever ridden up to a super technical and difficult section of trail just as you ran out of the momentum to get through it? Instead of picking up your bike and walking over it, I'm going to teach you a simple trick today that's going to help you get through it, even when you've run completely out of speed. A lot of people will see this movement and think that you have to yank on the handlebars and stomp your pedals, but that couldn't be further from the truth. The real trick behind this is what's called unweighting, and that's when you move your body weight from one part of the bike to the other to create leverage. Specific to this technique, we're going to be moving all of our body weight to the back of the bike to make the front wheel super light. If this is an area that you want to spend a little bit more time on, I'll put a link in the description below to a video that I made just about lifting up the front wheel. As our body weight moves backwards on the bike, we're simultaneously going to push down on the pedals, which is going to assist the front wheel moving up, and it's going to push us forward into that next section. Those are the fundamentals of the technique. So now what you need to do is start practicing it on flat ground. You can do it at the trailhead, you can do it in front of your house, basically anywhere that's flat ground and relatively consequence-free. Here's what you do. First, slow down until you're almost to a complete stop. Then pull your body weight back and push the pedals to lift up on the front wheel and roll forward. Rinse and repeat until you've got the timing just right with your body weight movement and your pedal motion. Then take it to a small curb and work out the timing, and then put the whole thing into practice. One question you might have, especially when you're practicing on flat ground or at the trailhead, is what gear should I be riding in when I'm first practicing this? So I'm in my fourth gear here, which is traditionally in my wheelie gear. This is just enough effort that the wheels move when I push on the pedals, but it's not so hard that I'm forcing the pedals to get a pedal stroke in. So whatever that wheelie gear is for you, that right balance, it may take you a couple tries to find out exactly what the perfect mix is, where you're getting just enough power, but you're not putting all your energy into pushing the pedal. The thing is, it's not always going to be this perfect fourth gear when you're out riding on the trail. What we're really focused on is getting that muscle memory into our brains and bodies so that we're out on the trail. This is an instinctual movement while you're riding technical terrain. Here are two additional tips that I'd recommend as you're learning this movement. Number one, make sure to cover your back brake when you're riding. A lot of riders get scared when they're learning how to lift their front wheel that their back wheel is going to shoot out in front of them, and it gives you a lot of extra confidence to cover that back brake so you can grab it if for some reason something goes wrong. Tip number two is to over-exaggerate all the different movements and unweighting that you're doing on the bike. Once you develop that muscle memory, you won't have to move around as much, but it's important when you're first learning a move to really commit to it for two reasons. Number one, moving that much is definitely going to get the job done. And number two, when you think you're moving a lot, you're probably not doing as much as you could do. And by doing what you think is over-exaggerating, might actually just be the right amount. Now that you've learned all the basics of this technique, there's actually two skills that you can stack on top of it. The first is jumping your bike an entire wheelbase forward, and the other one is pedal kicks. Either way, pick the one that's right for you and have some fun.